We have more major news coming from Shams Charania and more multiple sources regarding the Atlanta Hawks as they remain very interested in the trade for Anthony Davis, especially after his latest injury. We are going to dive a bit deeper into this matter because the Atlanta Hawks remain one of two teams that are extremely interested in pursuing Anthony Davis. The Dallas Mavericks, they are actually interested in moving Anthony Davis, but at a lower price. So we do know now that because of the injury, Anthony Davis's price has been diminished a little bit, or the price for Anthony Davis to be traded, or his trade value has, moved down a bit, and he's become a bit more affordable. He is still on the market for the trade deadline. I did say that at one point the Atlanta Hawks were willing to move on from him because of the latest injury. But now that we know that the Dallas Mavericks are willing to move him at air quote rock bottom value, we know that the Atlanta Hawks are very much interested. And I'm going to talk about what the Atlanta Hawks plan on doing going forward. What players do they plan on putting together to match the salary in order to bring in Anthony Davis? What the Hawks plan on doing going forward, how they stated that they actually do want to go forward and get Anthony Davis. It is so much information that we have today. Now, before we get into all the news and information today, this video is brought to you by Kalshi. Now, when you download Kalshi using the link in the description below and enter in the code DIGESTNBA, you'll get $20 when you trade your first 100. Now, Kalshi is the largest prediction market in the United States. And on their platform, you can trade yes or no on real life events, anywhere from news, music, politics, elections, really anything that you can think of. And whether you're in Georgia, if you're in Texas, California, or New York, really anywhere else across the country, Kalshi is live in all 50 states. Now, for most of us sports fans, we can trade on game outcomes, playoff chances, player performances, all on a regulated market where you can cash out anytime. Now, according to Kalshi, we can see that the college football playoffs is wrapping up and Indiana has a strong 74% chance of winning the title. And then, of course, if you're a Falcon fan, we can see that Clint Kubiak has a 45% chance of becoming the Falcons' new head coach. So this is a chance for you to get in where you fit in. It's genuinely a smarter way to use your sports news knowledge, and you can close on positions whenever you want. Just download Kalshi with the link in the description, and don't forget to use the code DIGESTNBA to get your $20 when you trade your first 100. And again, I'd like to thank Kalshi for sponsoring this video. Now, again, going into this situation, I want to preference that earlier last week, to be exact, I did say that the Atlanta Hawks did plan on moving on from Anthony Davis once this had happened. The Anthony Davis injury that he sustained, that of course sidelined him for a short period of time, specifically 6 weeks, if it did not require surgery. Let me rewind that really quickly. So, of course, Anthony Davis, he did get injured in that clip we just saw there, going up against Lauri Markkanen, from the Utah Jazz. And he sustained substantial ligament damage in his hand. Now, what the situation called for basically was either he gets surgery that could sideline him for multiple months, or he go through some type of therapy or whatnot, or, he wouldn't have to necessarily miss more than 6 weeks. And that, in my opinion, and I'll even say that I was wrong for stating it, that would all but exclude Anthony Davis away from the Atlanta Hawks. The Atlanta Hawks and the sweepstakes. And I totally believe that, there was even news coming out about the Atlanta Hawks standing firm on what they said they did not want to do. The Hawks did say that they planned on keeping certain players, and I'll get into all of that even going forward. But Shams Charania, he spoke out and he said that the Atlanta Hawks and another team remained two of the they remained as two of the most foremost suitors in the Anthony Davis sweepstakes. He said that because of the fact that the Dallas Mavericks are prepared to move Davis at a rock bottom value, they plan on the Atlanta Hawks. They plan on pursuing Anthony Davis and possibly landing him here in the Atlanta area. Now, before I go any further, this is an opportunity for all of you guys to, and I know you guys are going to do it either way, give me your comments in the comment section. Let me know down below as far as how you feel in this situation regarding Anthony Davis and how we plan on going forward. I know that a few of you have said that there is no point of bringing somebody in that cannot stay on the court. Okay, you guys have brought it up multiple times. You've said how you said it. And so I want to hear what you guys have to say in regards to this new information that we know now. The Atlanta Hawks are planning on pursuing Anthony Davis. Now, I feel as though this is time for us, because I am a very faith-based kind of guy. I feel as though we need to relax and sit back and allow the people that are hired to do their job. You dig what I'm saying? I know that there are a lot of folks that say, I'm not necessarily sure about this, but I think the Atlanta Hawks are onto something. I think that they could, they're onto whatever they're onto. I can't pinpoint it. I can't put my finger on it, but I do believe the Atlanta Hawks are on it, are on their job. You know what I'm saying? They know what they want to do. Let me go back. Yeah. So going forward, the Atlanta Hawks, they did say, and the reason why I'm bringing up Zaccharie Risacher, I'm putting him on this the screen here as I get my notes together. But the Atlanta Hawks, they maintained their position on Zaccharie Risacher. So let me just go back a bit further. The Hawks, they have maintained their position on Zaccharie Risacher because he had even come up in the news as far as trading Zaccharie Risacher away to bring in somebody like an Anthony Davis. But the Atlanta Hawks, they have been unwavering on Zaccharie Risacher. They say that Zaccharie Risacher is off limits in any Anthony Davis talks or any Anthony Davis deals. So we know that bit of information now. All right. Now, the Atlanta Hawks, they can assemble nearly $42 million in expiring money or expiring contract money. And they will combine two players specifically to potentially pursue Anthony Davis. And those players, of course, is Kristaps Porzingis and, of course, Luke Kennard. Now, that is some big news, mainly because going after Anthony Davis, that lets me know, again, because of the news that we know now, given the Anthony Davis injury, and I'll show it to you again, because of this injury, we know that the Dallas Mavericks do still plan on moving Anthony Davis. It's just that the price has gone down. The price for Anthony Davis has gone down substantially, and we do still know that there are multiple teams, two to be exact, that are pursuing Anthony Davis. One of those teams, of course, is the Atlanta Hawks, and the Hawks do feel as though they are going to go at him really hard. Pause. They're going to definitely go at him really hard. Now, if this stance holds, Atlanta would need to include another mid-tier contract to match salary, to match salaries. Contingent on this side, also aligned on draft compensation. So there could be another thing added into the sweepstakes along with Anthony Davis. I know that Luke Kennard and Kristaps Porzingis are possibly on the chopping block, but there could possibly be another player added into the mix and or trade compensation, draft picks, or something like that. No, the Atlanta Hawks do not plan on getting rid of the first-round draft pick that they possibly can land given at the end of this year because from the New Orleans Pelicans. So I don't see the Atlanta Hawks moving on from that. I know that could be, shaky ground, me just standing on something like that. But I do believe the Atlanta Hawks do not plan on moving from their first-round draft pick. I know for a fact, I can say that at least, the Hawks are not going to move on from their first-round draft pick. But we know that there could be other things added into the mix in regards to Anthony Davis. So there could be a big move coming in sooner than later. Again, the Atlanta Hawks are major players in regards to the trade deadline and the trade market this year. The trade deadline is coming up February 5th to be exact. I'm going to continue to say it. But the Hawks are major players in regards to that. And that lets me know that they're going to continue to be in the news. That means you guys definitely need to stick around because we are going to continue to have more information coming down the pike as things go along. Now, as far as Anthony Davis is concerned, again, a polarizing player, somebody that we are not sure of here in the Atlanta area. A lot of people speak against bringing in Anthony Davis, mainly because we already have our issues with Kristaps Porzingis, be that he's either not available on the court or he's either sick or dealing with or nursing another injury. But when he's there, he's making noise. He has a presence. So we know that Anthony Davis is a bit polarizing when it comes to this. But what do you think? Do you feel as though this could possibly be a big move for the Atlanta Hawks? Okay, and again, if this happens, or if the Atlanta Hawks do land him, we probably won't see him being Anthony Davis until about possibly mid-March, early April. And I do not know where we stand as far as the Atlanta Hawks go. Again, the Hawks there so far, since the trade has happened with Trae Young, the Hawks are 3-4. They've done quite well so far on their West Coast road trip. They ended in Portland tonight. And again, with all of that being concerned, I feel as though the Hawks do still have a chance to land themselves in the playoffs, whether it be in the play-in tournament or not. But again, we know that the Atlanta Hawks do still have aspirations to get into the playoffs. And if Anthony Davis can find himself healthy going into the playoffs with the Atlanta Hawks, they could possibly make some major noise. All right, and that's just how we stand on that situation. My name is Walter Pollard. This is Atlanta Hawks Digest, and I'm signing out. Peace.